Hello, and welcome to another walkthrough from Wonks. Today, we're going to talk about the best and worst of 2024 in the digital space. So, what is the new things that has happened in this year? What were the best ones? What were not the best ones? And what we can see potentially coming in 2025 as well. So yeah, one of the big winners that I've noticed for this year should be the GMB, your Google My Business product integrations that you can do with Merchant Center. So it used to be a very tedious process. You have to manually upload or add each and every product onto your Google My Business listing. And once they are deprecated, you have to go manually delete them as well. But now all of that process can be integrated directly with your Google Merchant Center, which actually is really handy. And you can add multiple products, thousands of products at the same time across your Google My Business listings for all your stores. So that was definitely a lot of time saving and much weighted update from Google. So very glad that it came this year and we were able to do for our clients. The second one being the advancements that we are seeing in the Merchant Center itself. It is improved quite a lot. There is something new called Merchant Center Next, and it is a lot more handy than it what used to be. So a lot of different reportings are there, a lot of different market insights that you can see in that report as well. I'm sure we have covered that in one of our walkthroughs as well. So please go through that if you have to. But there are a lot of new improvements, and actually new improvements going to come again in 2025 as well for Merchant Center. The next one that I've noticed or starting to notice a little bit is the GA4 improvements. So obviously GA4 is still quite new in the timeline of digital space. The new reports are keep on coming from analytics from Google in the platform itself. So some of the new reporting that we've seen is the transaction report. You can easily find it on your left-hand panel, and the benchmark reports that I started to notice in some of the accounts. I mean, it actually can give you a bit of like benchmark of what other people are doing in the same industry. It's quite broad because obviously industry is something that you set at the analytics configuration level, that this is what my industry is. That industry can be quite broad. So for example, every retail falls under one category, every other business, every other industry will fall under one category. So it's still a little bit too broad, but it still gives you a bit of an indication what everybody else is or how everybody else is doing in the market, for example. Yeah, so those were the best of digital for 2024 for me. The worst ones has to be the AI piece. The AI is not there where it is supposed to be. Obviously, it bases everything on the data points that is using to learn and improve. So if you are not the front runner of it to do use all the AI tools that are out there, you are not missing out on anything. It is just hopefully in time things will improve and it will get better. So, for example, Meta introduced some AI enhancements in the ads, and sometimes they cheekily already enable it in your account, so you don't even know about it. So, we found a lot of issues in some of the accounts, and we had to manually go and switch off them. The similar with the Google's generative AI for ad creative, there are certain asset extensions, what it used to be, extensions in your Google Ads account, which are automatically enabled, which are AI generated. So if you have not automatically removed them, please, we would suggest to pause them for now because we have seen some not so relevant ones, suggestions coming up in there. What's coming up in 2025? And obviously, digital is always changing, and what we can expect to be coming in the next year. Some of the big improvements for the measurement attribution coming from Meta using their conversion API. So if you guys not implemented the conversion API, we would say start doing like a hybrid model. Have your Meta Pixel along with conversion API enabled in your accounts. So you're tracking both, and Meta is actually getting a far more insights on what a user is, what a conversion is like, and all that information, because that will eventually help in the second point, which is their advantage plus targeting. So it actually showed much potential this year as compared to when it was first launched. So advantage plus targeting is basically you give the keys to Meta, similar to your Google account. You do them, let the machine learning do its part, and get a little bit better with the targeting, better revenue, better leads. So we did a bit of an experiment with a couple of accounts where we set up the one where we wanted the targeting to be as compared to also the Advantage Plus. And we noticed the Advantage Plus was giving better results as compared to the manual targeting that we had in there. So still learning phases. Obviously, it all also comes back to the same conversion API and meta pixel tracking is up to speed and up to date for all the data that you're providing to it. Yeah, Meta is also going to promote or start focusing on the short form videos, something they have noticed with the TikTok advertising, TikTok ads, for example. So you may not require long length videos similar to the bumper ads that are on Google. You only have to do them for 6 seconds. So there are going to be some short form ads or videos that can be used on Meta platform as well for advertising. For Google in 2025, what we are noticing is a lot of privacy focused improvements. So obviously with the whole first party cookie and third party rules and all the browsers blocking them, Google initially said they're going to start blocking the third party cookies in Google Chrome in this year, which didn't happen. They delayed it or they canceled it. I'm not 100% sure, but it didn't happen. But obviously, they have to keep up with the speed of the privacy world. So they have to do that eventually. So it's going to be a lot more improvements going to come into Google space of targeting and machine learning and everything else as well. What we are also noticing in the 2025, they're launching something called hyper personalized ads. This probably will come to the shopping ads, the Performance Max campaigns first. So the page that you see on your shopping Google shopping interface, all your products show up, all the other competitors which show up different prices. It will have far more functionality of AI images, moving parts, or different colors, or a display ad in between, or some other way of doing like a price check from other competitors straight away in that same interface. So they are basically giving a lot more advancements to the end user to use it more and more instead of going to 10 websites to compare the prices and everything else. So it can actually even pick up the reviews, the actual written reviews, not just the star rating. So all of that is probably going to come sometime in 2025. I think there was only one US client where we noticed their beta was enabled for automated images for their shopping products in Merchant Center. So where you can basically upload a product and it will change the background itself and it can make changes and it can make it as a video, make it a little bit more enhancing for the end user to click on them. Yeah, the next big one that I'm really hopeful will come soon in 2025 will be the enhanced predictive analytics. So I don't know if you guys have noticed when you are in the audience segmentation or audience settings in GA4, you will be able to see probability-based audience list. Usually, most of my accounts I have seen, all of them are faded, so they're not enabled or they're not available right now. But that is something that's going to come in 2025, I'm hoping, because that will give you a lot more visibility on what machine learning counts as a user of what's the probability of it making a purchase, making a lead on the website. So for example, you will have an audience list for 7-day high probability users. You can give them an extra 5% off and get them to convert the same day. So your Google ads can use that probability way to target that a little bit better. And you have a little bit more transparency of like, okay, I'm getting 100 people on my website and there are 10, 11 which are always have a higher probability of making a purchase who have not made a purchase yet. So yeah, so I'm really excited about that Google Analytics tools, predictive analytics that are coming up in 2025, and very excited about that as well. So yeah, so that was my best and worst of 2024 and what to expect or what to look forward to in 2025. Thank you. I hope you guys have a very happy holidays and Merry Christmas. And yeah, let us know if you have any questions. Thank you. Bye.